Hi, my name is Jalen Ellis, and welcome to my final music presentation. From boom bap to trap, the evolution of New York hip hop. Once again, a Jalen Ellis joint. Now, today, we'll be looking at whether or not hip hop is just a fad, or some random trend that's just been enduring for a long time, like sagging pants or wearing really distressed jeans for about no reason. Well, is it? Of course not! Now, my argument is that hip-hop is an art form, and this is evidenced throughout its evolution by its distinct form, instrumentation, and motivic development. And in order to take a look at that, we'll be looking at Jay-Z's music, and we'll also be taking a focus on New York rap, as it has been a major focal point of the genre since its inception. Now, you might be asking, why Jay-Z? Well, it's because he's a crucial part of the culture, especially New York. And he took part in each of these eras of hip hop ever since the 90s. Now we'll be looking at Reasonable Doubt's The Evils in order to look at 90s boom bap. Otis from Watch the Throne in order to see bling hip hop. And also we'll be looking at Tom Ford from his 2013 album Magna Carta Holy Grail, which is representative of the new trap era. Now, the boom bap era of rap is from the 90s, and it was made up of heavy use of kick drums as percussion, binary form, and the use of repetition to develop the original motive. Now, The Evils is a clear representation of all this. Just see for yourself. Now, the kick drums have a heavy presence throughout the song as they support the motive, which in this case is the constantly repeating piano progression. And the song's binary form is also quite clear, as it starts out strong in its A form for about 4 repetitions, until its B form, where the beat loses its percussion, and the motive trails off for a little bit before this pattern repeats for the rest of the song. And now, to the bling era, which lasted throughout the early 2000s until about 2010. Now, the song Otis serves as a good example to the musical trends of what was going on during this era. The percussion still supports the motive of the song, which now is usually a sample. And also, the sample is the song's big draw rather than the percussion. And the song also exhibits Baroque dance form. Although this claim may sound a bit strange, allow me to explain after we listen to the song. Now, the percussion used throughout the song comes in the form of a kick drum that eventually works together with the snare in the chorus. And there's a bass guitar present as well, but it's not exactly characteristic of the bling era in general. And the sample has been provided to provide some motivic development to the song. Now notice how each instant of na 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 at some points are shorter than others as the verse goes on. Like, we might switch from 3 nas to maybe 2, or even before the chorus, just 1. And this pattern changes throughout, like we could go 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and so on. And as this happens, this allows for the percussion to either take up more or less space before the next instance of na na na, until transitioning into the chorus. Now this shows interval contraction and expansion are at play here. And also some of these na na nas are identical in length, so this shows some repetition, as does the chorus, which never really changes. And now to explain why I said that this song exhibits Baroque dance form. The beat that plays during the verses is completely different from that which plays during the chorus. But at the same time, however, each section works to slowly transition into the other. The verse does this after the last na 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 is noticeably cut off from the first na and followed by the piano. The chorus does this after Otis Redding's last word, which is then followed by a kick drum and reverts back to the beat that was playing during the verse. And finally, here we are at Trap. Tom Ford came out right at the beginning of Trap's Big Bang in 2013. Even though it had already been around for a while in the South, this song helped to popularize Trap's sound. And Trap is made up of a synth, which is the motive, that's supported by a percussion made of snares and hi-hats, and it's made with the binary form. Now, the snares and the hi-hats do a lot to support the synth motive, as they integrate within it. I mean, you could hardly tell that there was a hi-hat behind the last movement of the synth during the verse. And the motive development in the song is indeed repetition, as the same pattern is kept up throughout the song in both the verses and the chorus. And the form of the song is indeed binary, as it simply switches between the beat during the chorus and that of the verse without slowly transitioning into the other, like Otis does. And now that we've gone on this journey throughout hip-hop, thanks to Jay-Z, I hope that you too have come to the conclusion that hip-hop is indeed a completely valid art form. Thanks for watching and listening with me. And here are my sources.